tomorrow. I guess I have a little bit more to say from yesterday. Because I still can't get it off my head. That web is still there. So before I can go on to another web, I have to finish this web. I'm telling you, people, you know the signs, you see it. Sometimes you don't, but you start to do so. And you know how you always say, you're always strong inside and you're solving the problem inside, but you can't say it outside? Sometimes that's good because you have to do it when you are ready, when you have the power within yourself to do it. Because otherwise then it'll be turned against you and you will be down even further on your knees than you didn't even think you could go. There's no shame because it happens to everybody. A lot of people don't want to admit it. They're so strong-headed. I get that because I'm one of them. I still am. But I also know the reality of it is sometimes you do not see this shit coming no matter how much you talk about you would if you did. If it was going on, you would know it. And you don't. And then when you do, you're so far in and so far gone that you back down from everything you preached. Don't. When the moment is right, you know when it's right. That's when you do it, and you will know. But you better wake up if it's worse than if it's really bad. You really need to wake up because there's always a tomorrow for everybody. I mean, God, oh my God. I remember coming home from work and sitting in my truck for like 15, 20 minutes before I came in the house because I didn't know. I had to go through everything in my head that I did in the house or said or spoke to anybody or whatever, so that no matter what he came up with to ask or to bring out or start with, I have an answer for it. Oh my God. I know you're doing it. I did it. Oh my God, that's when I knew. I started planning then around that time. How can I do this? I mean, in my head, I was talking about, okay, one day he's going to go fishing or do something. I'd have it all set up so when he was going for the day, because they'd be gone for about 8, 9 hours, having some place come by, pack up all my freaking shit and just be gone when they came home. Yeah, it got to that level. I was already planning by then. But still, the stuff happens. I mean, damn. You're supposed to be able to come into your home and anything and all the bad stuff that happened out in the world, you're supposed to leave outside the door. You're supposed to have communication and touchy-feely every once in a while. But no matter how bad your day is, if you've got somebody in your home waiting for you behind that closed door, then you've got to leave all that shit outside. Because once you're in that person's presence, that's what you should be focused on. Both of you are. You at home, you have to understand what he's going through. But hey, we go through a lot of shit at home too. And they got to understand that too. It goes both ways. I don't care what you think and what you say. It goes both ways. If you both can't do it, it ain't never going to be. It's always going to be negative this and negative that. And oh. I'll be talking about this again because it is just so overwhelming how easy it is to manipulate a person's mind. And it's so frightening to know that a lot of these people, in myself, I had it in me, but I couldn't bring it out of me. I remember I prayed and I prayed. Oh my God, I did. If I wasn't crying on my way home, I was crying and praying and just praying. I prayed so hard for some kind of answer or something that to just keep me going forward. I prayed. I prayed for it to stop. I prayed for something to happen to get me out of it. Because as much as I kept on saying in my head, I'm out, I'm out, I'm out, I couldn't get out that door and that stubbornness. No, this is my place. I put my blood, sweat, and tears in this place. I'm not giving this shit up. So now what? Because my plan was to take all my shit and go. And then I realized, all my shit and go, it's everything in this goddamn house. And why should I have to go? I didn't do nothing wrong. I made this place. I decorated this place. I bought everything for this goddamn place. And it was funny as hell because when the day he had to come in and take his shit out, they bought this big ass truck, and them guys were kind of getting ready to huff this shit out, and they took this shit out like this, and they come back in, what's left? I said, nothing. You get all this shit. And they looked around, and I looked around, and I still had a whole house full of shit. They looked at me, they looked at him, I'm like, this is all mine. But the reason I was able to get to that point, which was so friggin' awesome for the reality to sit in for him, is how much I didn't need him. I wanted him. Was that moment when they took his shit out of his house. But what got there is the stupid things, sitting out there just wondering how I'm going to get in the house. Okay, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? And this was one particular night. Well, actually, it was my birthday. On my birthday, he forgot it was my birthday. And I'm sitting in the living room playing Call of Duty, crying silently to myself because I saw the changes. And then, you man forgets your birthday, you might as well forget it. He's already past the point that he don't give a fuck about you. In a matter of speaking, because he couldn't even, he got you now, and he'll come up with all excuses, or whatever, or he won't. He'll just go whatever. I remember now, type thing. So anyway, I'm sitting in there, and he forgot about it. It was about 12:30. He come in. All of a sudden got up out of the bed where he sits all freaking day. And he said, I forgot your birthday. And I just looked at him and said, I know. And went back to playing the game. I think he came over and tried to kiss me in the forehead. Which is funny, I was with this man for 15 years and we've never kissed. And I'm not kidding you when I say that. We may have had a peck here and a peck there. But we never kissed. God, I miss that. I love to kiss. And, anyway. So. I come home one night. I don't know what's going to happen. I get in the door. He starts talking. I'm brushing my... He decided he wants some. So I had to do the wifely duty, and I laid in the bed, and he did his pump. Oh, yeah, baby, yeah, it was good. And after the after effect or whatever, I was brushing my hair in the mirror, and he said something to me about cigarettes. Because I was smoking. And I was quitting, but I was still smoking. And he asked me about him, and I said, what? And, it was funny because I got this calendar on the wall. And a few days ago, before that, I happened to see writing on the calendar that I know I didn't do. And I couldn't read what it was because it was done in this black marker, but it was a thick marker. So the letters were together. It was like 3 letters. I didn't understand what it was. But this night, I found out what that was. Because I said, oh, shit. So anyway, he asked me about the smoke. And I said, yeah, I'm working on it. Because I told him I was working on it. And he goes, well, what do you mean you're working on it? I was like, I'm not smoking as much. I have definitely cut it down. I'm still having an issue with it. But hey, what the hell? The only thing I freaking do, for crying out loud. So he started getting upset. And apparently, I had a carton of cigarettes that was sitting in a cabinet because everything in this house had its freaking place. So anyway, I would take out 2 packs, make sure I had 2 packs with me every day because I always gave a lot of them away at work. I couldn't stop buying them, but I didn't smoke them a lot. I gave a lot away. But anyway, all of a sudden he says, "Well, I found your hidden pack of hidden thing of cigarettes," and it wasn't freaking hidden. I mean, Jesus Christ. And 2 packs were gone already. So you're not telling. He started telling me that I was smoking this and that and that. Now, mind you, those 2 packs of cigarettes were sitting in my work bag, which was sitting in the kitchen, which I would have gone up and gotten to say, "See, but he started going off about this, and he started yelling, and I'm like, "What the hell?" And he says, "I've been watching, keeping track," and then I noticed and I realized what those 3 words in the calendar were was pack. A pack this day and a pack the next day. That's what he wrote on it because he found them and he thought I was doing it, so he was mocking the shit. What I was doing, right? So when he says, I looked right at him. I said, "Jesus Christ, I'm not 12 years old. What the hell, dude?" I said, you're following what I'm doing. You're watching everything I'm doing. You're checking out shit. You're writing shit down. You're always trying to prove me wrong. Jesus Christ, you didn't buy me. You married me. But he went off. Oh, my God. So he actually chased me out the room. He chest butted me and knocked me into the freaking the dining room table. And I stood up and looked at him. I was in shock for a second, right? And then all of a sudden, and he does it again and puts me into the china cabinet. I said, "Oh, shit." Now, mind you, I've got knives all displayed around my fucking house here and there, a little bit here and there, okay? Collectors, they look cool. Anyway, so I take off. He comes chasing after me. Go ahead and get a weapon. I dare you. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going to get a weapon, motherfucker." I ran right into the other room and grabbed the phone, called the police. He was arrested that night. And he hasn't set foot in this house since that night. Except for the day he had to come and get his shit. And I say this because I prayed so hard for an answer to, how do I do this? How can I make this happen? How much longer should I put up with it and deal with it before I do something and act on it? And I kept on praying and praying. And you know something? I realized he answered my prayers. He somehow knew that my thing was, when I met this man, was there's only 3 things that could ever hurt you: hurting my children or anything against my children, abusing me physically or mentally, or cheating. Now, this was a man who said he had never hit a woman in his goddamn life and never would, and da-da-da. Even when he walked in and his woman cheating on him a few times and everything else, right? And he physically attacked me over a cigarette conversation, and never once was I able to say anything because it just got so fast. So anyway, I called the police, and I prayed for an answer. And you know, that's how he answered it. He somehow got this man to put his hands on me because he knew, the good Lord knew, the only way that I would actually act upon anything was the physical or the hurt or something to that effect. Because I've taken it for so long, for so many years, but until you got physical, once that happened, that was it. It was done. I was shut down. It was over. Boom. Everything would work into play. But he saw that my time was running out, and he made that happen somehow. The abuse is there, people. Sometimes you see it, sometimes you don't. But you eventually will. And hope for a good tomorrow.